Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel iTech Analytics Solutions. This is complete Power BI DAX Basic to Advanced series. This is video 17. In this video, you'll be learning about data modeling, that is, learn how to structure your data for efficient DAX calculations. Let's understand what this data modeling is all about. Data modeling is actually a process of structuring and relating data tables to optimize performance and ensure accurate calculations in Power BI. It enables efficient DAX queries and data analysis. Let's also understand about what is the importance of data modeling. Data modeling improves the performance and reports efficiently, and it ensures accurate relationship between the tables what we have imported, and it also enables advanced calculations and insights. And let's also see about the key components of data model. Say we have tables which stores the data from different data sources. Relationship, how the tables are actually connected. Usually the connections will happen by primary key and foreign key. Data types ensures correct calculations in DAX, and cardinality, which is nothing but how the tables are related. So we'll be learning about this in detail in the next slide. But cardinality means defines how the tables are related. So it can be one to one, one to many, or many to many. We also have the components like filters and row context. It determines how data interacts when using with the DAX. So understanding a relationship. There are different type of relationships, that is one to many, which is a common scenario where one table has unique values and another table contains duplicates. So I'll be showing you with examples. Many to many used when both the tables have duplicate values, and one to one, that is when both the tables have unique records in each entry. How to create a relationship? We can use manage relationship in Power BI, and also we have to define the primary key and foreign keys correctly. Let me show you in Power BI window how we can actually create the relationship. So what is the data modeling? So all this I'll show you practically. So what I have done is I have imported a few tables here. You can see there are multiple tables, and we'll see how we can connect all these tables each other. Let me just go to this model view where we can actually connect the tables. Here you can see there are 6 tables. This is the transition table, and these are all master tables. So what you see at the segment ID, this is the primary key, and here you can see the segment ID. We have the segment ID here. This is the foreign key. So how to actually differentiate between foreign key and the primary key? If you know SQL very well, so this will be more easier for you to understand. But still, let me just tell you how we can actually connect all these tables. There are various different methods to connect with these tables. So one way is we can drag and drop. So let me just show you. I'll just drag it and I'll drop it here. We'll just check segment ID. Yes, drag and drop. You can see the mark you there. So I'll just drag and drop. It lasts for one to many. I'll say save. So this is one way of connecting. You can see that the table is connected. That is, this is one and this star is many. So one to many. There are more other ways where we can connect the tables. We have this manage relationship. Let me just click on this manage relationship. Here we have new relationship and auto detect. Auto detect will help me in detecting all the relationship automatically, and it will give the relationship automatically. So what we'll do, we'll first see how we can use this new relationship. Here it asks for the table, from which table to which table we are trying to connect. I'll say from data table, and let's connect with the location table. Now I can see that the location ID from data table and location ID from the location table, both are getting connected. So it can be many to one or one to many. So if you're changing this table, let's say I'll go here and here, um, let's say I'll take location table and here I'll take the data table. Still it is getting connected. So we can say one to many. So one to many or many to one, both are same. So now I'm trying to connect between these two tables by location ID. I'll say save. When I click on save, you can see the table is connected. So you close, you can see that now the location table and the data table is connected. So either we can drag and drop or we can use the new relationship. Suppose you think I want all the connections to be done automatically. So what we can do is we can also use this auto detect. If I just click on this auto detect, you can see that two new relationship have been found. I'll say close. You can see that automatically the tables are connected. I'll say close. So you can see all these are one to many. Suppose you have duplicates in transition table and here also we have duplicates in this. So here I have the data table where we have duplicate IDs for product ID and we have duplicate IDs in product table as well. Now if you try to connect, this will be many to many. Let me just drag it and I'll drop it here. You can see that it says a warning message saying that it is many to many. Usually this has to be avoided, but in some cases, if we have to give many to many relationship, we have to give it. So it is giving a warning message here saying that the relationship has cardinality many to many. If I save it, you can see they are connected. You can see here they are connected, but here also we have star. Here also we have star in the data table. So this is many to many. So this is how actually you can create the connections, or say we can say relationship. Right. Let's learn about the star schema versus snowflake schema. What is star schema? A central fact table connected to dimension table. Okay. So here this star schema will be very simple. It is faster compared to the performance, and also it is optimized for DAX calculation. So usually when we use in Power BI, it is the star schema what we have to use. So that is more faster compared to the performance, and also it is optimized for DAX calculations. We have another schema, that is Snowflake. So what the Snowflake is, it is similar to star schema but with the normalized data. That is, the data will be broken into more other smaller tables, but it is more complex but reduces data redundancy. That means when we try to break the tables into smaller tables, so redundancy, that is duplicates, will be avoided. Best practice, always I prefer to use star schema whenever possible for better DAX performance. Let's learn about the role of fact and dimension tables in data modeling. What are fact tables? Fact tables are nothing but they contain measurable data, that is like sales, revenue, or something like that. And dimension table is always about the descriptive, that is, it provides a descriptive information like customers, products, some names actually. Example of fact table, say we have a sales table, let's say order ID, product ID, sales amount, something like that. Dimension table, let's say we are actually giving some description, that is product name, category, something like that. Right. What are the common issues in data modeling? Let's understand about the common issues in data modeling. We have circular dependencies between the tables, that is, you're trying to connect within the table where we have the circular dependency. So this is something which actually will give more errors, or say wrong results. Incorrect relationship leading to incorrect calculation. So the relationship what we just saw, that has to be given correctly, otherwise we get wrong calculations, or say wrong results. Poor data types and missing relationship causing performance issues. So if you are not actually having a proper relationship, and or if you're actually not giving a relationship and try to work on some DAX functions, you might get wrong results or the performance will be very poor. So we'll be working on these kind of functions. I'll be showing you with examples with all these circular dependencies and things like that when you come to the DAX functions. Okay, with the examples, I'll be showing all this. Many to many relationship leading to unexpected results. We just saw while connecting this product table. Okay, so this might actually not give a proper result. So it might give some unexpected results as well. So you should avoid this as much as possible. What are the best practices for data modeling? Try to use star schema for optimal performances. Avoid direct many-to-many relationship unless it is necessary. Always create relationship using primary and foreign key. I just showed you the primary key and foreign key. Use surrogate keys if required for better performance, and optimize data types and remove unnecessary columns to enhance the speed. So these are some of the best practices for data modeling. So let's summarize whatever we have learned. So data modeling is actually crucial for efficient Power BI performance and accurate DAX calculations. Always follow best practices. We just saw in the previous slide the best practices to structure your tables and relationships properly. It is always better to use the star schema for better performance and readability, and define relationship correctly to avoid calculation errors. So this is about the data modeling. And in the next topic, let's learn about the components of DAX data model. If you are looking for a better career in data analytics, please do contact us with the phone number given on screen, 9066078793. You can also mail to us to enquiry@itsinc.in. And if you want to visit our website, it is www.itsinc.in, wherein we have lot many free courses uploaded in our website, and also you have lot of information about data analytics, business analytics, and many other technologies and skills. If you are still not following us, please do follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. The description have been mentioned in the description below. You can click on the link and follow us on all these social media portals. And I guess this video was useful for you. Please give a like and comment your suggestions, and also share this file so that more other people can get benefited with the DAX series. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next video.